Welcome everybody. We're here to talk about SalesLink Flex updates and how these can help boost your team's on the road productivity. First, let's go through some intros. I thought I might introduce myself with a fun fact that might be relevant to some of the folks here. This actually happened near the Gold Coast, and the person I was dating at the time, we just finished a late movie, and just when you're in some automatic mode, you're hopping into the car and hopping onto the road. Whoops! Suddenly things don't look right. So that's what happened.
Did you hit anything, David?
No. But it was let me tell you, I was very awake after that. Yeah.
I can imagine. All right. Okay, folks, and my name is Peter Lemaire. I'm one of the product consultants here at Texada. And my fun fact is that I have two e-bikes. I've had one of them for about 5 years now. It's got 7,000 kilometers on it, and I love riding it. It's more of a kind of a commuter than it is a mountain bike. And just about 2 weeks ago, I splurged and bought a full suspension mountain bike. So
you're gonna love every minute on that mountain bike.
Yeah, sorry, what's that?
I said you're gonna love every minute on that electric mountain bike.
Oh man, I've already been out on it for about 100K, and man, it just puts a huge smile on my face. It's the coolest thing I've bought in a long time. So,
yeah, it definitely brings you closer to moto. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome, thanks for that. Yeah, and guys, and then there's just one other person who is actually on the call but is not on the slides here, and that's Paul Meyer. Paul is mine and David's and Matt's colleague in Australia. He's a product consultant in Australia, and so for the folks who are in APAC who are on the call, we want to make sure that you know that while David and I are running this, Paul is as equally as up to speed on all of these things as we are. And as a follow-up, if you've got questions, you don't have to reach out to just David or I. You can by all means reach out to Paul as well. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that, and Paul's on the call as well. So just one other quick housekeeping note. So we've left it so that you guys can unmute yourselves and ask questions. I'd rather have it that way than have you, have to, go into the chat or Q&A or something like that, or wait till the end. So if you've got any questions at all as we're talking through this stuff, don't hesitate to pipe up. The only thing I'd ask you is that be careful if you're not on mute to minimize the background noise. So no chatting while we're doing our presentation. Does that sound fair?
Yes. Sounds good.
Okay, great. All right. So the agenda, and guys, this is, I know we've got 45 minutes scheduled for this call. We may only be here for half an hour. We don't want to belabor this. We just want to make sure that we've brought to your attention some of the cool new things that we've got in SalesLink Flex. So, and by the way, for those of you in North America, if you attended our user conference, you will have seen these items because we did talk about them at our user conference, and they are also available to read about and watch the videos in our release notes, which is available on our website. So, but for the folks that are on the call, what we want to do is go through 3 kind of primary new features that we've added, and they center around quickly responding to a new lead, and then better honing in on who to visit when you're using the Around Me feature, and then a better way to log activities. Maybe not a better way, but another way to log activities when you receive a call from one of your customers on your phone. So that's what we're here to talk about. Anything to add to that, David? I don't think so, but...
Nope, you covered it well.
Good stuff. Okay, and again, this is really about helping reps be more efficient and effective when they're out on the road. SalesLink Flex is for reps on the road. It's not designed for managers. It's really designed for reps. And by the way, this picture here was completely generated by AI. So I don't know if any of you guys look like this, or if you look like this while you're on the road, but I hope this guy wasn't talking and driving while he was doing that, so. And again, the idea here behind this picture is we're just trying to eliminate that situation where you're on the road and you're having to take notes, keeping track of stuff in a scratch pad or on a piece of paper. The idea here is to make it so that you can do that all on your phone. Okay? And again, so I think that what we're going to talk about in this slide is already going to be, common sense to you folks, but I think it's important that we just review it. So the competitive landscape, the retail business for compact equipment is more and more competitive all the time. The whole business is more competitive all the time, and gone are the days when if you didn't respond to a lead, or that you had the luxury of maybe not responding to a new lead for a few days or even a week. I think nowadays, most reps know that if you get a lead, you need to respond to it quickly. And so the competitive landscape is really driving that. The high volumes in the retail segment, in order to be efficient and effective, you need to get to a lot of stuff during the day. And so being able to be efficient and effective on the phone is really important. And then the OEM expectations. I mean, we know that CAT, through their sales and marketing excellence program, are expecting dealers to follow up on leads within 30 minutes of and dealerships are measured by that. And there's real money associated with the sales and marketing excellence program. We know that CAT wants dealers to be at certain levels, and when they get to the next level in that sales and marketing excellence program, one of the metrics is following up quickly on leads, they get real money from CAT. So, I don't think anybody needs to be reminded of this, but we thought that it was just kind of important to lay the groundwork here for why this is important and why we're talking about it. Okay, so the way we're going to do this little demo that we've got for you guys today is we're going to have only a couple of screenshots, and then we're going to show you a video. The video is, as I mentioned before, it's available on our website. We'll also share this presentation afterwards, but I want to, basically, the idea is that the sales rep is going to get an email lead reminder. So it's going to show up in your email. You've got this reminder, and then down at the bottom, we've added a new link which says open lead in SalesLink rep. And because what used to happen is it used to be that when you would get these email notifications and you clicked on open it, it would open it only in desktop. And now it'll open it in SalesLink rep on your phone. So that's the key piece here, is that it's going to open it on your phone if you click on this hyperlink from your phone. And so when you click on that hyperlink, we're now going to show you a video of what it does. So just go ahead and
quickly responding to leads is vital to success in a competitive market. We recommend enabling lead notification emails in your CRM so that your sales reps will immediately receive this kind of email when a new lead is assigned to them. The sales rep can quickly read through the vital details of that lead to get an understanding of what that lead is about. At the bottom of the email, there are several links to the CRM. Since this is a sales rep receiving the email on their mobile phone, this rep will want to tap on the first link. Doing this will directly open this lead in their mobile app. As the rep scrolls down on this lead, they will see the person to reach out to for a conversation about servicing this machine. By tapping on the phone number, this rep can immediately call the contact, Alfred Digadici. When that call is complete, the sales rep is immediately prompted to add a sales activity attached to this lead. When the rep taps on the Add button, they are right away taken to the Notes section of the activity because the rest of the activity record has been filled out for them automatically. The sales rep can now use the voice to text function on their phone to quickly cite what their notes are from the call.
I spoke with Alfred about his machine. I will get him a brochure next week.
And with that, this sales rep has responded to a lead and logged the activity within just a few minutes of it being created.
Okay, so I don't know how many of you reps that are on the call are using this functionality today, but I hope you can see that the kind of the idea there is you get an email that either comes from your marketing department or whoever it is that created the lead in SalesLink. You get that email, you click on it, it automatically takes you to that lead. You can then click on the contact's phone number. Call the guy, hey, I understand you're interested in whatever. After you've talked to the guy, you can very, very easily it's going to prompt you, do you want to create an activity for this? You say yes, and it automatically fills out the activity. You put in your notes and you're done. And all of that takes about as long as it just did for us to show it to you. So I think that there's a real compelling case to have these lead notifications set up and then to be using the mobile app so that you can go through that exercise.
I saw that Chris took himself off mute for a moment. Not sure whether there's a question that you had, Chris.
It's been a while since I've used this lead. It hasn't been assigned to me in a while because I do kind of a different activity out in the field. But anyway, when I was using this on a regular basis, being the lead assigned from a coordinator at Hop On Machinery, when I went to use the follow-up information, it's all geared towards sales, and it wasn't rental friendly at all. When I say it wasn't rental friendly, when it was asking for the outcome of the lead, whether it was lost by availability or lost by price, putting in dollar figures, it all had to do with is if I was losing a sale of a 420 backhoe. It didn't correlate to rental at all.
Right.
So I found it really frustrating because I'm Pete. I found it really frustrating. Now I used the lead alert system and it was good because it was a very manual process, picking it up in my PC from an email, and of course communicating with the customer. And once I was communicating with the customer, then all regular activities I do took over, and it was fine. But when I was communicating back to management the outcome of the lead, it was really difficult because, like I said before, everything was based on a sale of an item. It wasn't based on. And so that
Chris, maybe I can suggest we do this, Chris, is I'll follow up with you offline to go through the various ways that we do support the rental business, but I'd also like to hear your feedback if we are deficient in that regard, if there's areas that we need to be better at. I would like to hear that feedback from you. So if it's okay with you, can I follow up with you after the call on that, Chris?
Sure.
Perfect. Thanks for that input. I appreciate it.
Is there anybody here who isn't using the email notification today? That was sort of the foundation of this workflow. Okay, sounds like you all are. But if in the odd case that you're not and you didn't want to speak up, it is something that could be set up for you. Just send an email to customer support and they'll sort you out.
Perfect.
We got a hand up. Ross.
Hi there. Yeah, there was just a question. I don't know, future state to avoid any additional emails that come in, because we all know we get a lot of emails during the day. To have the app send a push notification that you've got a lead assigned to you versus getting an email and then having to go into the app.
That's a great point that you bring up. It's you're certainly not alone in asking about that. It is something that I would want to look into in the future. acknowledging that, of course, right now the email is what we've got. It makes sense because you get a lot of emails already. Yeah, so heard loud and clear.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Ross. Appreciate that.
All right.
I did have one question on that process. So, got just a little presentation to show some of our sales reps tomorrow morning on this specific process. And when I was kind of testing out and adding the activity, it wasn't auto-populating the date at all. So you had to like manually add the specific day. But like in any other instance within the app, it'll automatically populate that. And I don't know if that might just be like an issue specific to me or not, but I was wondering if you guys have come across that at all, or if that's like
I haven't heard of that happening before.
Yeah, no, neither have I. And I know that when I've demoed it, I've specifically pointed out that it added not just the date but the time of it was on, September 12th at 11:47 a.m. So I wonder, Jack, if there's something going on with your phone that it's not doing that.
Yeah, and I only tested it on one device, so it might just be an isolated issue. But
Right.
yeah, I'll test it a bit more tomorrow and I guess submit a ticket if.
Yeah, and if it persists, don't hesitate to send me an email. We can have a look at it together, and then if we think we need to, we can get a ticket submitted for that for sure.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Great.
All right.
Any other thoughts or questions regarding what we just saw? All right. Well, let's talk about the second one.
Yeah, the second one. Okay, so this is the Around Me feature, and so the Around Me feature is something that a lot of folks use. We've talked to a lot of dealers about how much they like this, and what we've done is we've added some new functionality to the Around Me feature, which enables you to do a little bit more precise filtering of what you're going to see in the Around Me, and so I think David, it's probably just run the video. And we'll show the folks how it goes.
The Around Me feature offers a powerful view of your customer data to your sales reps so that they can make the most of their time on the road. We have introduced additional filtering capabilities on this screen to enable your reps to better hone in on where to go next. When you tap on the filter button on the top right corner of the screen, you will see that there are many more filters now at your disposal. For example, you can filter by account type to choose to only view either customers or prospects. Additionally, you can set this toggle to choose to only view accounts with outstanding sales activities. After choosing your filters, you can scroll down and tap Submit to apply your filters. You can also filter out customers based on what equipment they own. Coming back to the filters screen, we can tap on the family filter and select backhoe loader. Then we can set the number of equipment slider to a minimum of 1. Applying this filter will now show us only the accounts where their known fleet contains at least one backhoe loader. Now it's clear what options are best for this sales rep. Tapping on this purple pin, we can view the details for this account and reach out for a spur-of-the-moment visit. By making use of these new filters on the Around Me screen, sales reps can better identify how to make the most of their time on the road. No special configurations are needed to enable this new functionality.
So, the idea behind this, guys, was that if you're out in the field and say, maybe as a product support sales rep, and you guys have a particular focus on loader backhoes or on excavators, and you only want to see the customers that are around you that have those products, and could well be for a machine sales rep as well. So you want to go and see those customers that have excavators. You're gonna go in, filter it down to that, and then go and see those folks and talk about the latest excavator program that the dealership has. So it's probably not game-changing functionality, but it's another one of those examples where we're making continuous improvements to the application. And some feedback we got from reps was that they'd like to see this in the app, and so we've now put it there. Any questions or comments about the Around Me feature or the new filters that we've added to it?
Yeah, Pete Stew here, Terry Cat.
Thanks, Stu.
Quick question on the outstanding activities one. So has outstandings of time, is that specific to that user's outstanding activities or all outstanding activities for any user?
It would be that user's activities.
That particular reps.
Yeah. Is there a scenario where
well, I'm just thinking we have also exec flex, right? So a lot of our regional and branch and operational managers have now use the exec access view of flex, which I know is, yeah, I don't know if I've seen it in there. I've used it myself and I just saw it in there. I thought, well, will it show outstanding activities if I'm an exec user as a filter, if it has any outstanding activity against that customer for any rep, or is it, how does that work?
Got it. Yeah. That's worth thinking about. You know, we were just talking about the roadmap earlier, and that list of filters, I would say, has opportunity to be expanded. So one of the things that has been discussed is what about customers or prospects that have an outstanding lead or opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a great question, Stu, because right now it is only for, like we say, it's primarily driven for sales reps, and so it would be for that sales rep. But I think there's an opportunity to think about going forward, as David said, enhancing those filters, and your suggestion for having it be all could be a good one.
Cool, thank you.
Cool, thanks, Stu.
Catherine. We give Catherine a moment to find the mute button. I get that we're on all different kinds of virtual meetings these days, virtual meeting apps, and the mute button is always a different place, isn't it? Catherine, you're still showing as muted. I wonder
There,
if,
sorry. Okay. Too many
Go.
screens. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
perfectly.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. Yes, I just wanted to ask you about, in your example, you showed physical address being the same as the billing address. Is it possible, and can you toggle between both? Like if you wanted to look at physical address location?
Not at the moment, but that's wonderful feedback. And I believe that's something that I've also heard before, where that particular address that gets used isn't necessarily the one that a rep would want to see on there.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Peter and David, we actually have a question in the Q&A box from Anthony. In the case of rental, is there an opportunity to put projects into the system?
Yes. Well, that's a great question, Anthony, and it leads to a bigger and broader discussion about projects or job sites, and we are in the process of what should I say, scoping out what the requirements are to have more robust, better job site or project, as you mentioned it, functionality in both SalesLink desktop and in Flex. Is that right? Did I capture that, David?
Yes, absolutely. I would say that that's one of the big things that we're looking at for the upcoming year. In fact, so you know, Anthony, if there's a particular interest that you have in that, and you'd like to help sort of shape where that goes, it'd be great to chat.
Yeah,
you know, so that functionality, we were looking for it not only to manifest in the web application, but also in the mobile application, of course. And as you know, the dots that show up on the map, it could be a customer, an owned asset, or a rental asset. And so we were thinking the fourth color or fourth type would be a project or a job site. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Okay, so now we'll move to our third one. And sorry, the reason I had to get up there was because the dogs are barking in the background, so I just had to close the door. Okay, faster activity logging. So this is another really cool new feature. We, up until recently, if you wanted to utilize that call a customer from the app, you needed to be actually in the app. Now we've got functionality where if a customer calls you on your cell phone and you want to add that as an activity, so it's an incoming call to your cell phone, and you want to share that contact with SalesLink Flex, and then have it be able to add an activity, you can now do that. So let's let the video run, and then we can talk about any questions.
Sales reps are busy. They take dozens of calls every day. That's why we have made it much easier for you to log a sales activity based on your call history. When viewing your call log, you can now share phone numbers with SalesLink Flex through your phone sharing functionality. Simply long press on a phone number you want to share and follow your phone's built-in sharing prompts to share that number with SalesLink Flex. If that phone number is associated with a known contact, the app will automatically fill in the contact and customer information for you so that all you need to do is enter out your notes.
So just let me back up a second. And so the whole kind of premise here is that a customer is calling you. You want to create an activity associated with that call. And in the past, what you had to do was open Flex, go find the customer, and then create the activity manually. Now what you can do is, as we just showed, is you can share that with that customer's phone number with SalesLink Flex. If that number is in SalesLink Flex, it will find it and automatically open the opportunity to that contact. Now, I do just want to say one thing here. This is a slight mea culpa, which is that we are aware of a minor bug associated with this. So if you're trying it right now, which some of you might be, it won't. David, just remind me that it.
So on an influencer record, there's actually two fields that store a phone number. There's phone number, and then there's mobile number. And at the moment, it is only going to compare the number that you share with the phone number. In the upcoming release, which is this week, and so you'll see it on your apps next week, it will also be searching the mobile number field.
Right. And that's kind of important because if the phone number on the contact is, say it's a company number, and there's more than one rep or more than one contact that has that phone number on their record, it'll pick the first one alphabetically. So it's just a minor little detail that we became aware of a few weeks back and we're fixing. So just wanted to let you know that. But anyway, so any questions about that functionality, about being able to quickly from your phone, from an incoming call, navigate your way quickly to SalesLink Flex to create an activity? Okay.
All right.
Well, as I said at the outset, I didn't think we would keep you here for the whole 45 minutes. It's now half an hour into the call. We've had a number of questions and answers as we've been going, but are there any other questions that David or I or Paul, who's also on the call, could answer for you, either around these three topics that we've shown you today or anything else that's on your mind?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I hope this has been helpful. Oh, I see something pop up here. A question. All right, Anthony. Glad to hear it. That you're up to help out with the rental project functionality. So I'll reach out to you afterwards. Thank you. Right. So hopefully this has been useful for you in terms of realizing that, hey, this functionality that you already have, and that it can help you be that much more effective and efficient with your time, you and your team. And hopefully you found good value in this. We do intend on continuing to put a good amount of enhancements into Flex, recognizing that it has a very wide impact for a lot of people. So
yeah, we
hopefully
love
that
your
came through.
feedback, letting us know about the things you that you want it to do, and hope it will do. We love that feedback. We always take it into account as we consider what we're going to put in there next. So thank you very much for your feedback on this call, and any other feedback that you provide us. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks very much for taking some time out of your day. I know your time's precious. We really appreciate you spending some with us, and look forward to seeing you in a few more months when we do our next one of these.